Welcome listeners, this is Lucky Phil
and Mad Mike,
and we have the pleasure of having psychedelic rock group Stonefield joining us in the studio. A group made up of four sisters, Amy, Hannah, Sarah and Holly. How you going, girls?
Good, thanks.
Awesome to see you, and a huge pleasure to have you in the studios. Well, you've had an exciting start to what's looking like an awesome career, girls, in winning Triple J Unearthed. And as legend has it, as the story goes, you can correct me along the way, but from what I've come to realise is that your mum encouraged you to enter one of your songs, Foreign Lover, in the Triple J Unearthed competition the night before the competition closed.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how it all unfolded for you from there? Anyone?
I guess after entering we just sort of forgot about it because we didn't really think we had a chance, to be honest, because there's just heaps and heaps of amazing Australian bands. So forgot about it, and then when we heard that we were listed as finalists, we were just completely in shock. And then winning it, I guess everything just kind of went crazy from there, and we've been doing heaps of stuff. Obviously played at Glastonbury and signed a record deal.
Wow.
Released an EP and a AA side. It's been a very big year.
It's been a huge year.
I'll say. Most girls your age are singing into their hairbrushes, pretending to be rock stars, and you girls are doing it for real. Unbelievable. I don't know about Mike, but I'm still singing into my hairbrush.
Yeah, I would if I had hair, but anyway, Phil, moving right along. You know, most girls your age have posters on their bedroom wall. I feel like going and getting a Stonefield poster and putting it on my bedroom wall. And I'm like, in my twilight years almost now.
I'm well over that.
Yeah. But yes, in fact, you've gone from growing up in the rural township of Darrawig. It's one of those crazy words, which is the rural township in Victoria, practicing in your family home and on the family property, to being managed and produced as a rock solid group. Has the creative vibe within your group changed since this, and if so, how? Anyone?
Well, over the past year we've been so busy playing gigs that it's actually been quite difficult to fit in as much writing as we used to. Obviously, because Sarah and Holly are still at school, so when we're not away playing, they're at school. But yeah, we still try and squeeze it in as much as we can, and it's definitely changed a lot because we've been exposed to so many new bands and new music. So obviously, I
guess in that sense it has, but we still go back into the shed and just write the same way as we always have. We've just got a lot more influences now that we've been travelling around a lot more and stuff.
Oh, wow.
What sort of process do you guys engage in to write your music? I don't know whether that's...
Well, normally someone has like an idea and we'll all just we'll all be together and we'll come up with ideas and
just jam out an idea most of the time.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That's the way the Beatles did it.
Yeah.
They did. John or would ring Paul, or Paul would ring John and say, I've got an idea. Yeah, you're right. Come over.
Yes.
And put a tune to it or whatever. They just did it so simply.
I think that the fun aspect of the Beatles is what really carried them, insofar as they didn't take themselves very seriously. They just were four guys coming together creatively and having fun with it.
Yeah.
And there really does seem to be a real fun aspect to your music.
Yeah.
You're obviously very passionate about what you guys are doing, and it shows in the manner in which your music is presented.
Thanks. I think I've definitely learnt that it's really important to just keep it fun and keep enjoying doing what we're doing. So as long as we do that, I think it should be all good.
Cool. No worries. So you opened up for the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
That must have been
Wow,
one hell of
Dave
a thrill.
Grohl, eh?
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
They're an amazing band.
Yeah, it was really nerve-wracking, but once we got on stage, we just had heaps of fun, and it was really, really,
I saw
really
the
good.
pictures on your Facebook page, the great big stadium. I thought, that looks a little bit different from Sunbury. Just a tad.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Huge.
Massive stage. You look
Yeah.
like little ants on that big, massive stage. Fair dinkum.
Did you get to meet Dave Grohl and the rest of the band?
Amy and I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
cool.
came up after our set and he's like, "Oh, that was really good," and yeah.
Shook a hand and stuff. It
I
was
didn't get to meet him because, well, he came up to them, we were putting our guitars away, so I was really,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
so disappointed, but yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Did you get to meet any big stars in Glastonbury or?
We met Alex Turner from the Arctic Monkeys.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was the only really
Yeah, because
other
like we were
artist
too
that-
busy watching other bands and stuff and trekking through the mud.
Yeah. Well, given your influences are Led Zeppelin, Frank Zappa and Jimi Hendrix, etc., to me you seem to capture the spirit and raw enthusiasm of these artists in your own songs. So what do you hope to bring to your fans in future recordings? I believe you've got an EP in the works.
Yeah, we're actually going to a mixing session tonight.
Awesome.
In the studio, which should be fun. But I don't know, I guess just bringing back a bit of that vintage sound that seems to never really get old. Add our own sort of modern touch
Yeah,
to
and
it.
hopefully progressing in our songwriting after each release that we do.
I've got to say, I've got the Blackwater Rising single with Yes Master on the other side, and I've got your EP, the Through the Clover EP, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. I mean, I'm frequently listening to you guys, and Phil is the primary source of my influence in that respect, because he's the one that was listening to Triple J and heard you
I
guys.
heard Blackwater Rising, and I thought, that's what a great song, you know. And I thought, I wonder who sings it, and I sort of YouTubed it, and I thought, Stonefield, geez, they're pretty good. And then I found out they're just outside of Sunbury. And then it dawned on me, a friend of mine that works at Gisborne Secondary told me about you girls last year. I didn't take much notice. I won the Triple J Unearthed thing. Oh, yeah. And I just thought, it might be some sort of folk singers or something. When I saw you guys, I thought,
You know how to play,
And then
all
I-
four of you.
I sent that film clip on Facebook to Mike. I said, what do you think of these girls, you know? And he just said, wow.
We've had
aren't they great,
Stonefield-itis ever since.
Yeah, it was only a couple of months ago, you know.
That's awesome.
Stonefield-itis.
Yeah. You originally called Iota.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where does that name come from?
We just found it in a book that our pub gave us.
It means,
Oh.
like, you don't, like, in a phrase it means I don't give an iota, like,
You're
Yeah.
not too fast, sort of
Yeah.
thing.
but
I'm familiar with that term.
Yeah, iota. Sounds pretty cool.
Until some other words took over.
Yeah.
And then you had to change it for legal reasons, or...
Yeah, there's another artist called Iota. That's his
Jeez.
actual name as well. So, we just changed it because in case anybody gets confused. And,
And how'd you come across Stonefield?
well, our house is made out of stone and, like,
Wow.
the paddocks around us, or the fields around us, have, like, stone in them,
yes.
so it kind of just
Wow.
two words put together.
Do you want to know what? That makes perfect sense to me. Whenever I drive up Lansfield Road, the fields are all stony.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
The fields are all stony.
And in my mind, I've been thinking, I bet you any money that's where Stonefield comes from.
Yeah.
The name.
I guess it was such a frantic, horrible thing trying to think of a name so quickly because we wanted to have it before we did the Unearthed High concert thing that we got to do.
that was the
at
day
Gisborne.
that the Through the Clover that we recorded in Sydney was released. So we wanted to have it like a fresh thing. And
What a great clip that is, too. Was that filmed locally or Sydney?
that's just
locally.
up the road from our house.
Oh, what a great clip that is. Really?
Actually in between Sunbury and home, yeah.
Wow.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Close to our house, but like.
What a great
Distance
clip
away.
that is.
Wow.
It must be the sun reflecting off the yellow
Yeah.
flowers and brightening your faces and your eyes, all that kind of stuff. But it's just you just feel so warmed and enthusiastic hearing your music. I think we touched base on who writes the songs, but how do you determine how it all comes together as a final product?
Well, usually we all collectively agree of what we think sounds good. There hasn't really been too many times where one person has thought, that's it. But I guess in the couple of times that it has happened, if somebody doesn't like it, we usually scrap it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
I heard recently that you had collectively come into, or wrote a whole heap of songs, and you sort of looked at it and went, nah, and you scrapped it. Was I right in hearing that?
I'm not sure what that was, but yeah, when we've been writing for this EP, and it was kind of, recording time came up a lot quicker than we thought, and we didn't have that much time, so we were just writing, trying to get songs sort of done, and then felt like we had to start another one, and then just looking back on them, they're kind of like, no, they're crap.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot. We've written quite a lot of songs, and then we're just like, nah, it's not really that good, and then we just scrap them.
Well, you've got to be confident
Yeah.
with the material that you're producing, so...
I think you definitely have a sort of feeling when you know that you write a song that you like, and you just, have a good feeling about it.
With your influences, Led Zeppelin, Frank Zappa and that, I was talking to Mike when we were sorting out our questions for you yesterday. He's not real familiar with Frank Zappa, but I am. I know virtually every album. I used to live with a guy who was a Frank Zappa mad.
So is that Dad?
And so I brought in some of his CDs, and I played them to Mike, and I had to put on Weasels with My Flesh. Are you familiar with that album?
Yeah. We haven't really listened to it as much as the other ones, but it's
weirdest
pretty good.
album. You could tell they were on bloody drugs or something.
Oh,
Those
he's completely
He's
straight
against
edge.
it.
Yeah.
Like, he's against drugs.
He doesn't
and stuff.
use drugs.
Who was it?
Weasel.
No, Frank.
He was against
Both
it.
and
Weasel,
Weasel.
they're
Yeah,
both
both.
Yeah, we're
completely
both.
against drugs.
Well, there you go. How wrong can you
Well, I
get?
saw an interview with Weasel, and he said that what turned him off drugs was he saw the way it used to affect, his father's band members like Flo and Eddie and that. They were crazy.
Yeah.
Flo and Eddie, they were
his-
real crazy, and they were always just, right up on drugs on stage and everything.
Yeah, maybe like the other
I'm not sure
members
about
of-
Frank. I don't know much about Frank.
Yeah,
whether
I think
he was on.
He used
Yeah.
to just have coffee and
Cigarettes.
Oh,
That's about
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would think it sounds
No, it's
pretty.
completely
Yeah,
crazy
trippy.
music.
They were the loony ones of the band that Flo and Eddie. God, they were crazy. Yeah.
I don't think I personally need to be on drugs or anything. I'm crazy all the time.
Yeah, me too.
What did you think of his music?
I'll be perfectly honest with you, I didn't like it.
Well, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I didn't like it at first either, but because our dad's just a nut, we've grown up listening to it.
Well,
And then
it's-
after a while, you're like,
Yeah, there's
It's
kind of
wow.
It's kind of
Didn't
hard.
censor it at all because a lot of it's pretty blue.
It's kind of hard to say that some of the music is bad because there's just like such a
No,
variety
it's
of
so
it that-
versatile. Like you
some of
can,
the stuff I don't like,
yeah,
but
no, yeah.
there's a lot of good stuff.
yeah, like you can listen to one album and it'll be like classical music,
Yeah.
and then another one is just complete rock and
Well, I played
Yeah,
Hot
so
Rats to
it's-
you yesterday too, and that's
Yes.
really good.
Yeah. So I'm very big on Led Zeppelin, mind you. I love Led
Oh,
Zeppelin.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I personally I can hear a lot of Led Zeppelin influencing the music if it's any consolation to you.
Yeah.
But I listening to that Weasels ripping my flesh, I can't hear,
Yeah, I am.
Stonefield in that. I can't hear you guys in that. But he's a great nonetheless, and Frank Zappa is a guitar legend.
yeah.
So there you go, Phil.
So it's just the four of you. You haven't got brothers or anything hidden away in a cellar at home, or anything?
Under the stairwell.
No, under the stairwell with a
That's
bloody
it.
leather
All
mask and a
we
golf
did,
ball
and
in his mouth. Sorry,
No,
got carried
it's-
away.
Luckily, it's just us and no sibling feeling left out.
True.
We'd find a job for them.
yeah.
They could be a roadie.
With the song "Drowning,"
Mhm.
with Holly's sensational scream.
Yeah, what a scream.
How did you decide on Holly doing the scream?
Well,
Did you all
I'm
take
pretty
turns in screaming, or?
No, I'm pretty sure it just happened because we were like when we were jamming out the song, like we just got up to that bit and I just screamed for some reason. And then Amy was like, "That sounds good." I was only joking. She was like, "I don't care. That sounds so
I hate when that
good."
happens. Like if you do something
Then
embarrassing.
we ended up just doing that all the time, and yeah, I think that's just how it came upon.
Oh,
It fits in really well with the song. Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
does.
yeah.
I believe it does. And being a recreational drummer myself, I'm very interested to know what your favourite drummers are, Amy, and is there a drummer in particular, like obviously John Bonham, that you model your style on?
Well, For starters, I'd say I'm more of a vocalist than a drummer.
Right.
That's sort of always come first for me. And I definitely have never practiced drums as much as I've practiced singing.
Right.
But I guess John Bonham, I like the way he sounds so simple and just big and just has
Yes.
this big, amazing sound.
Yes.
Yeah, so I like that. Like, I like the sound of simplistic stuff that just has really strong impact.
Yes.
John Bonham used to do a drum solo with a difference. He used to put away his drumsticks after a while and just
Use his hands.
use his hands on the drums and the
Yeah.
bongos, and he was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I happen to think John Bonham's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Ringo Starr from the Beatles, legend. He's John Bonham and Ringo were very similar insofar as they had very simple style of drumming, and yet it was very definite and
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
in the way they did it.
Mm.
So awesome. And of course, what sort of guitar, what influences do you have as other musicians? Like, your guitar work is just, wow.
Oh, I told Hannah that last
Wow,
Saturday
your
night.
guitar work,
Unbelievable.
mate. Look, I've got a 160 gig iPod that I carry around with me everywhere, and I'm constantly listening to rock. It's my thing. And so many rock guitarists are too afraid to go where you go. They just don't do it anymore. It's like the old style, the old style playing is back again in Stonefield, you know?
I reckon guitar's going to make a big comeback, like guitar-sounding bands.
Yeah.
You're out of this world, man. You're going to set fire to the guitar and smash it like Jimi Hendrix.
I would never
play
do
it
that
with
to
your
my
teeth,
guitar.
like-
It's just sad to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Why did they do that?
so obviously Jimi Hendrix would be, and Frank Zappa are your,
Yeah.
as guitarists, your
Jimmy Page.
Yeah, Jimmy Page is a big influence.
yeah.
Yeah. Easier than Guitar Hero, is it?
I've only ever tried to play Guitar Hero once, and
Oh, okay.
I can't do it for some reason. I really
Oh,
suck
wow. You need the real thing, that's what it is.
at it. Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the, like the organ playing. It sounds old school Pink Floyd to me. And it's blended in with all this Led Zeppelin, Frank Zappa sort of stuff. What sort of influences, powers you in that respect,
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd, see, that's that, eh? I hear old school Rick Wright when I hear you playing.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, he passed away, the keyboard player from Pink Floyd a couple of years ago. But it really, you guys have such a powerful sound.
Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, I've been switched onto it by Lucky Phil here. He's been brainwashing me, but with Stonefield everywhere. When I get in his car, Stonefield, go to his house at Stonefield.
Yeah.
You join him for a coffee in the shops. It's, oh, Mikey, Stonefield. And it's like, Stonefield. But do you want to know what? It's actually a good thing to get hooked into, So, yeah. It's a good thing to have going on in your head, really.
No, one of my Facebook friends rang me today, and she's real Stonefield mad. Oh, she wants me to get you to send a cheerio to her too. Her name's
Okay.
Kelly, and her daughter's Hayley.
Oh, okay.
So-
Hi, Kelly and Haley.
And I thought she just got on to you guys through me raving on about you on Facebook, putting your film clips on and that, but she already knew about you,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
a
it's
big
really-
fan herself.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's always exciting to hear that we're
Reaching
She saw you
Yeah.
on Rage or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
through the
crazy.
Clover, I think it was.
And even though that your main thing is the vocals, and you consider yourself a vocalist before a drummer, you all have great singing voices. Like on Get Out of My Shadow. That's such a great song. Is that going to be on the new E EP?
Well, yeah, we actually just recorded it.
Except
Oh, wow.
it's all Amy singing it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, because we've tried to record that song a while ago before we sort of added a lot of things to it. And we tried everyone singing, and it was just really hard to make it sound kind of consistent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of...
You've got the
that
better voice.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a voice that could strip paint anyway. Wow.
I think that's a compliment, Amy. Well, if it's any consolation to you, that and that's probably on that Triple J live gig
yeah.
that you you see, that's my favourite song when you all have a bit of a bash at it. I love it. That one's my favourite one. Cool. What do you, I think your favourite is Blackwater Rising, yeah?
Mine's Blackwater Rising, yeah. Ebony, my daughter, her favourite's Through the Clover. And yours is Yes Master.
Yes Master. What a powerful song that is. I actually liked your Facebook wall,
Yeah.
the Stonefield wall, and I sent a message saying, what does Yes Master mean? And one of you guys said that it was about manipulation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you able to expand upon that?
Well, it's kind of funny because originally that song was actually two different songs
Really?
about two different things, and then when we put them together, it was kind of cool how it fitted really well. And yeah, I guess it's just about, you know, people trying to tell you what to do and sticking to your own opinion and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Being strong-willed.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been written after watching I Dream of Jeannie or something.
Right.
This is Lucky Phil.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I love Yes Master. I love all of your music, but Yes Master is my ultimate favourite.
Cool. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks.
I've got the clip on my iPod too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good clip. The clips that you have for your songs are just awesome too.
Thank you.
So take it away, Phil.
So it's just an EP you're working on? You're working on an album?
Next year, wasn't it?
Next year, yeah. We're
Yeah,
going to do the
after-
EP first and
Wow.
then start working on
And
the
then
album.
the album, oh
Yeah.
cool. Are you going to have your covers on there too, like Whole Lot of Love and
Not sure.
Magic Carpet Ride or...
Holiday Love's getting a bit old.
Well, for us.
For us,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. We might do it on that. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah.
think it's a little bit of a scary thing though, recording a cover, because you don't want to be known for playing a cover.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah, fair enough. You just keep it for your
Yeah.
live performances
Yeah,
sort of
so-
thing, yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah, no worries.
In relation to your EP and your forthcoming EP and album, will you continue along with your psych rock orientated sounds, or will you explore subtle, more gentler themes in your
Nah,
music?
probably
I think
not.
we'll just stick.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think we're pretty strong with our rock influences.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And you know, there are so many bands out there that claim to be rock bands, and they're known for a particularly rocky song, and the rest of their album is just sort of really half-hearted rock tunes that don't really cut it. But all of your songs are just like, this is who we are, this is what we do, we're Stonefield. It's in your face. You know, there's no denying. You know, there's this sort of standard with all of them, rock-wise, that doesn't. You know, that except for perhaps even like Foreign Love and Lover, but even that's pretty rocky in parts too. But yeah, it's interesting to know that you're going to stick to your guns with the rock and roll sort of the psych rock feel that you guys are having.
Yeah. Well, you never know, maybe for side projects down the track, but you know,
Yeah.
it's what we love playing.
Awesome. That's what we love hearing.
No worries. Well, did you want to wrap it up now and get the girls to do some
Yep.
of their fantastic
Yep.
music? And yeah, not a problem.
Thanks very much for
Girls
joining us
coming in.
for this
Thanks for having
interview.
us.
Huge
No worries.
fans.
Thank you.
You guys have had a very successful start, and I see big things for Stonefield in
Yeah,
the
for
future.
sure.
I really do.
Thank
sure.
you.
It's been an absolute pleasure interviewing you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.